when you're ministering out on the streets, preaching Christ, whether you're doing one-on-one, walking up to strangers, or whether you're preaching on the street corner or on the highway, whatever you're doing, we need to make sure we keep the right attitude, because oftentimes when we're close to God and we have the glory of God in us, it's easy to become exalted and prideful. He's exalting you, but at the same time as that He's exalting you, some people have the tendency to exalt themselves because they are special, or to think that we earn the presence of God in our lives. We earn the power of God that He gave us over the enemy, and we earn the wisdom and the boldness to preach and the wisdom to teach. We didn't. Christ earned that all on the cross for us, and God's been doing it all from start to finish. He's been so involved with all these individual lives. He's a wonderful God, and we need to preach humbly to these people. Today I was preaching on the streets, and God continually, He let me know. He said, keep a good, humble attitude now. And I noticed the difference when I kept the humble attitude. We don't want to preach on a platform. We don't want to exalt ourselves above the people. God just told me that He wants us to preach as if we're preaching to ourselves before we met Christ. So just think about yourself before you met Christ, and preach to yourself before you met Christ. That's the right attitude to have. Alright? So, yeah, keep the right attitude when it comes to street preaching. Be humble. Know that they're in a place where they need Jesus just like you were. And it's a beautiful thing to humble yourselves under them and help lift them up. People who don't have God are miserable, or else they're just deceived and lost, and the devil's giving them happiness. So what they think is happiness, true happiness, but they're lost, they're miserable, they need Jesus, they need His divine nature. So we can humble ourselves and exalt ourselves and exalt them. So that's all I have to say about that. I think that's a Forrest Gump line from the movie Forrest Gump. I think. I don't know why I started saying that. Anyway, yeah.